Hey, Clearly Essential team. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm excited to have you here. We are on our second part of a three-part series that I'm going to be introducing to you. And we try to do an online class that's just focused on product education every first Thursday of each month at 9 p.m. So we will be here on Zoom, or there might be a different Zoom address if someone else is leading it. So you can watch for that in my newsletters, on Facebook, on my website, clearlyessential.net. We also post the recordings on the Clearly Essential YouTube channel. So you can find those in lots of different places. And we were not able to do the first Thursday last month because we were at convention in Utah. So we did a convention recap on the second Thursday. But we are back here with the first Thursday. And I am excited to bring you some oily education. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. And then I'm going to also hide our videos so that everyone can see the full screen really well. Okay, so let me put that down there. Okay, so this way you can all see the screen, and we will be back at the end. If you have questions, please type them in the chat box or just save them till the end. I'll come back and answer your questions at the end of the class here. And you can also turn your videos back on if you want to interact for a bit at the end. So as I said, I'm Crystal Garvin, and continuing education and safety are top priorities in how I want to support my team, which includes all of you. So I'm so thankful for each of you and so glad you're here. I'm also grateful for our many leaders on our team who pass on their knowledge on an ongoing basis. One of our leaders, Kelly Tuck, introduced the first in this three-part series of webinars on oil history and classifications. The first part dealt with the basic history of essential oils and moved on to the specifics of our citrus and mint oils and their benefits. And Kelly did a fantastic job covering the basics of essential oil usage today, including important information about what essential oils are, how they're used in modern times, how they're distilled, the various grades and qualities of oils, and how doTERRA's standard is different and really matters. So we won't repeat the initial history and oil usage in the second part, but I encourage you to watch part one on the Clearly Essential YouTube channel if you haven't already. doTERRA's essential oils come from a variety of plants, as you know, most likely, from herbs to trees. We wanted to explore each category of oils and explain how to use that group of oils. There are similarities between individual oils within these groups, but each oil is really unique. It can stand alone in some respects as well. For this class, we'll be discussing how to use all of the oils that are derived from herbs, which also includes grasses, and spices. So herbs and spices will be our focus. And then just keep an eye out for the third part, which will be on the wood and floral oils. And Robin Langdon plans to teach that on the first Thursday of November. November. So we'll have the third part next month. The first part was actually a few months ago, and we haven't finished up this series yet. So I hope the continued education here is going to be really valuable for you. That is always our goal. As always, we want to make sure you know the statements contained in this presentation have not been evaluated with the Food and Drug Administration. The information is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Now that we have that out of the way, let's get started. First, please note that herbs are a separate category from spices. An herb, according to the Farmer's Almanac, always comes from the leafy green part of a low-growing plant, while a spice comes from the root, stem, seed, fruit, flower, or bark of the plant. This leaves us basil, cilantro, lemongrass, marjoram, melissa, oregano, patchouli, peppermint, rosemary, spearmint, and thyme in the herb category. And some of these also cross over into the mint category. So I will go over those again briefly, but you may recall hearing Kelly cover those already in part one when she talked about mint and citrus oils. Let's start with some similarities between these oils. All 11 oils in this category are distilled using steam distillation. Each of these oils can also be taken internally, and therefore these are great oils to use in cooking. In fact, we have many recipes using herb oils on the doTERRA blog. You can just go to the recipes section of the doTERRA blog to find those. What else are herb oils good for besides cooking? Plenty, as many of you know. When taken internally, cilantro, lemongrass, oregano, peppermint, rosemary, and spearmint are all shown to be very helpful in aiding digestion. Marjoram, melissa, oregano, and thyme oils also support a healthy immune system. Let's look at the unique benefits and uses of each individual oils in the herb category. Basil is sourced from right here in the USA. It has a warm, spicy, but also herbal aroma, and it's known to reduce anxious feelings. It provides great benefits to both the body and mind due to its high linalool content, making it ideal for reducing feelings of tension. You can apply it to the temples and the back of the neck for that. Basil is commonly used in cooking to add a fresh herbal flavor to meats, pastas, and entree dishes, and it is cooling when applied topically on the skin. If you diffuse basil, it helps promote focus, and it's a really stress-relieving experience to smell it. We in our house use basil a lot for head tension and other types of pain, and I hear a lot of testimonials from people who use it for adrenal fatigue. So you'll see some uses on the slide that I won't read aloud to you because I trust you all can read, but I'll tell you some different ways that we use them as well as what you see on the screen in front of you. And then you'll also see the part of the plant that each one comes from. Sometimes I may note that because it might be unique, but this comes from the leaf, and that's a pretty common thing for an herb oil. Cilantro is also sourced from here in the USA. It has a fresh herbal taste, and it's used a lot in cooking as well. I would recommend adding a toothpick amount to salsa, guacamole, other Mexican, and also even Asian dishes as well. And what that means is right in the top, there's an orifice reducer. That's the hole that the oils come out when you tip the bottle over to pour out a drop. But a toothpick fits perfectly right down in that hole. And you can dip the toothpick in and then dip that toothpick into the dish that you want to put that flavor into, because I will tell you it's very potent and it can ruin a dish, any of the oils, if you use a few drops because you think, well, that's not very much. And if I were using herbs, I'd be using a cup of herbs. So I'll use several drops of oil. You can overpower your dish really quickly. So you can try the toothpick method first. And then if you find you like a lot of it and you're dipping that toothpick over and over, or you're realizing it's not overpowering, I really want more of this flavor, you can add a drop. But just start out slowly with cooking with oils. Cilantro promotes healthy digestion and immune and nervous system functions when you take it internally. It's cooling and soothing topically as well. And diffused, it blends really well with citrus. You can try it with melaleuca also in a veggie cap. I have heard testimonials about that for seasonal allergies. Lemongrass is sourced from India, and this is a tall perennial plant. It has a subtle citrus flavor, so sometimes people think it's a citrus oil, but it's not. It's a grass or an herb, and it's used in Asian cuisine quite a bit in soups, teas, curries, oftentimes with fish, poultry, beef, and seafood. And in addition to its unique flavor, lemongrass essential oil promotes healthy digestion. So you're seeing a pattern here. A lot of these herb oils help with digestion. Lemongrass also acts as an overall tonic to various body systems. It's purifying and toning to the skin, but some people do find it to be caustic on their skin, and they definitely want to dilute that with fractionated coconut oil or their favorite carrier oil. And it is frequently used in skincare, but it's pretty diluted most of the time when it's in skincare products for those benefits of purifying and toning the skin. Lemongrass is ideal for massage therapy and used quite a bit in massage, and it has a pungent herbaceous aroma. It can heighten awareness and promote a positive outlook. So many people use it for focus and mood uplifting. I will tell you, the first time I smelled lemongrass, I thought it smelled like Fruit Loops. So there you go. To me, that's what it smelled like. And some people think it smells like Pledge cleaning, dusting spray. But I want to show you a video about lemongrass sourcing because I think you'll find it really fascinating. So let's play that. Oops, went the wrong way. Well, it looks like I may have to escape out of here to play that for you. There we go.
We've just finished hiking up 5 miles up the mountain. We're at 8,000 feet elevation. This is another area that these tribal people harvest lemongrass. And it takes them about 5 to 7 days to be able to harvest this 100-acre plantation. They harvest by hand, by sickle, and then take the lemongrass and actually carry it off of the mountain 5 miles down on top of their head. So you can see this is very, very hard manual labor. This is what they have done their entire lives. And they do this to be able to provide for their families. The reason we've chose southern India is because of the higher rainfall that is in this particular area, which creates a higher citral content in our lemongrass, which makes it a very superior lemongrass for our use.
And once we distill out the get, we could get the crude oil, which we've been given to the manufacturers of lemongrass oil. Actually, they do decantation, filtration, they also do blending. Then, QC tested in different labs to find out the right compositions, and then they, there are a series of testing before we qualify that for a particular export quality.
When we distill the product out, we should get the product in a beautiful nature way and the best of the nature which it gives. So we can present to all in the nature's best way what is debtor is looking for.
All right, so that is our lemongrass. If you enjoyed that, there are many more sourcing videos you can watch on doTERRA Corp's YouTube channel. I just love to learn about sourcing and can't get enough of that. So I hope you enjoyed that too. Let's move on to marjoram. It is sourced from Hungary, and it's known as winter sweet or joy of the mountains. Marjoram was known to the Greeks and Romans as a symbol of happiness. It has been used in culinary dishes, and it gives a really unique flavor to things like soups, stews, dressings, and sauces. In Germany, this herb is known as the goose herb for its traditional use in roasting geese. In modern applications, marjoram is good for calming properties, its positive effect on the nervous system, and it supports healthy cardiovascular and immune systems. I have used it in flavoring. I actually really like it in a vegetable dip that I make. And we use it a lot, and I recommend it a lot for healthy blood pressure and also for pain that's related to muscle or nerves. Melissa is sourced from Bulgaria, and it's also known as lemon balm. It received the name Melissa because of its sweet, fresh, citrus-like fragrance, which was known to attract bees. And Melissa is actually Greek for honeybee. It is one of the rarest and most expensive essential oils, and it has a really wide range of health benefits and uses. Melissa is used as a flavor in teas and ice cream even, as well as with some fish dishes. Because it has such a positive effect on the mood, Melissa has long been used to calm feelings of tension and nervousness, and diffusing it at night can help initiate a restful sleep environment and promote emotional well-being. Melissa may also help support a healthy immune system. You can try it for feelings of extreme sadness. It's known for helping support through those times, and also for seasonal allergies. We've had some reports of this being people's favorite. And this actually comes from the leaf top instead of the entire leaf. It's just the very top of the leaf that gets the best essential oil yield. Now, of course, not all companies do what doTERRA does, like you saw in the lemongrass, the particular amounts of rainfall taken into consideration, the particular parts of plants that the best essential oils come from. That's unique to doTERRA. We're always looking to source the very best for medicinal and therapeutic purposes. Oregano is sourced from Turkey, and it's one of the most potent and powerful essential oils. It's been used for centuries in traditional health practices. It's known for cleansing and immune-boosting properties, and the primary chemical components of oregano are carbachol and thymol, which are both in the phenols group, and the phenols possess really powerful cleansing and antioxidant properties. Because it has such a high phenol content, caution should be taken when you're inhaling or diffusing oregano. Only a drop or two is needed at most for diffusing. And it should also be diluted with fractionated coconut oil or carrier oil when you're applying it to the skin so that you don't burn your skin. And you can take a drop daily. That will help maintain healthy immune and GI function. It can be taken more frequently when seasonal threats are high or as needed to further support your immune system. It's a popular cooking spice also, but oregano essential oil is so potent. Again, use the toothpick method, go slowly with it. And it is known for helping with digestion, so using it internally and as a flavoring is a great idea. Just be careful not to overpower your dish. It acts as an enhancer and equalizer in blends, and it can help support healthy respiratory function when taken internally also. So this is a really heavy hitter for your immune system. And we do use it a lot for digestive support, often just on the bottoms of the feet. Just the other night, my youngest was having some tummy trouble, and I put Digest Zen all over his stomach, but I put oregano on the bottoms of his feet. And it's always a good idea when you're not sure what you're dealing with. Oregano is just such a powerful oil. Melissa and oregano are both included along with black pepper in the On Guard Plus soft gel blend, along with, of course, On Guard blend. But that is a really great supplement to have with you for traveling. If you wake up feeling a little under the weather, or you've been around someone who's been under the weather, that's just a really great supplement to have with you. I never travel without On Guard Plus. It's got all of those great antioxidant and immune system boosting oils all together. Patchouli. This is sourced from Indonesia, and it is a bushy herb from the mint family. It has stems reaching 2 or 3 feet in height, and they bear small pink-white flowers. It is easily recognized because it has a rich, musky, sweet kind of fragrance, and it's regularly used in the perfume industry, as well as in scented products like laundry detergents and air fresheners. It's really beneficial to the skin, and a lot of people don't realize that. It's often used topically to help reduce appearance of wrinkles, blemishes, and minor skin imperfections, and it promotes smooth, glowing complexions. The fragrance provides a grounding, balancing effect on emotions, and if you don't believe me, you've got to smell doTERRA's patchouli because it's much more earthy than other patchouli that I had smelled. I didn't think I liked patchouli until I smelled doTERRA's patchouli. And some people call it the happy hippie oil. And I know people who take it internally in a capsule for mood benefits, and they call it their happy hippie pill. So it's a great oil for a lot of different purposes, and one that was underappreciated by me, especially, I know, because it was my very last oil that I purchased as I was adding to my collection and building up over time. I would try to add 1 or 2 new oils a month, plus the oils and supplements I needed when I was first starting out. It took me a while to build up to having every single oil, but patchouli was the one I saved for very last, and because I didn't think I would like it, and I do like it much more than I thought I would. All right, peppermint, obviously a mint, but also an herb. It's sourced from the USA, and the peppermint plant is a hybrid of watermint and spearmint. A lot of people don't realize that. It has a high menthol content, at least our peppermint does, and that distinguishes the best quality of peppermint from other peppermint products. Peppermint is frequently used in toothpaste and chewing gum for oral hygiene, for good breath. It's also helpful for alleviating stomach upset. It promotes healthy respiratory function as well. And it is something that spiders don't like. You might notice that on the screen there. It's a good bug repellent. Peppermint continues to be one of the best-selling favorites among all of doTERRA's essential oils. It is so versatile. It will cool your body naturally. I love to put it on the back of the neck to make a body spray out of it for hot summer days, to put it all over my kids' backs and feet if they're having issues related to high body temperature. And so that's, it's just one of those that's used for so many things. It can be a great flavoring in your tea or coffee, or truffles or brownies. And some of our team members actually earned the chance to see one of our peppermint farms through Diamond Club this year. And they got to go on a fantastic trip to Oregon and Washington State to see where our peppermint is grown. Rosemary is sourced from both Hungary and Morocco, and it's quite aromatic. It's a really unique smell. And this comes from an evergreen shrub whose leaves are frequently used to flavor foods such as stuffings, pork, roast lamb, savory foods like chicken, turkey, things like that. And we get the oil from both the flower and the leaf in the case of rosemary. So it has a lot of culinary applications, but it has a lot of other benefits too. It supports healthy digestion, internal organ function. It has been long used as something considered sacred by the Greek, Roman, Egyptian, and Hebrew cultures, and their healers within those cultures. Rosemary's herbaceous and energizing scent is frequently used in aromatherapy, but you can take it internally also, and it will really help reduce nervous tension and even fatigue. It's good for that occasional fatigue that we might get. You can take it internally. I think it tastes and smells great. I like to diffuse it with lime and peppermint. We do use it for digestion and seasonal support, and it is in my favorite blend that I created. I put it in a 10 milliliter roller bottle. I do 5 drops of rosemary, 5 drops of frankincense, 10 drops of wild orange, 10 drops of peppermint, top it off with carrier oil. And I started out using that for focus and energizing and memory. Rosemary is known for helping you remember things. It's been studied with people who were taking tests. If they smelled rosemary while studying and then smelled it again while taking a test, it helped their memory recall. And so I was trying to find a blend that would be good for using with my children when homeschooling, and kind of stumbled across those 4 oils being a great blend, but we found they also help with digestion and respiratory function, head tension, all kinds of things. So that's just one of our go-to blends that we call Clearly Everything. And so you can try that out. Rosemary is also known to help promote hair growth. So you can use it for promoting hair growth. It can be put in a shampoo or just massaged right into the scalp. Spearmint is sourced from India. It is a perennial plant that grows 11 to 40 inches tall. It flourishes in temperate climates, and it's widely used in gums, candies, dental products. It has just that nice minty taste and promotes fresh breath also. It's been used for centuries for digestive benefits as well. And it has a really sweet, refreshing aroma that is cleansing and uplifting. It makes it ideal for evoking a sense of focus and positive mood as well. It is very different from peppermint. It's a milder option to use on children and those with sensitive skin. So keep that in mind if you happen to be sensitive to peppermint. Spearmint is considered milder. And in cooking, it's often used in salads, drinks, and desserts. Some people like to use it also in homemade salad dressings and even to marinate meats. And that's one that we use the whole plant. You may have noticed that, as well as peppermint. We use the whole plant. Thyme is sourced from Germany, and it is thought to impart courage to the bearer. It was actually given to knights and warriors before they went into battle by ladies of the Middle Ages. During the same time period, thyme was often placed beneath pillows to help promote peaceful sleep and ward off nightmares. The ancient Greeks used thyme in their baths, and they burned it as an incense in their temples, while the Egyptians used it in embalming rites. Today, thyme is commonly used as a seasoning, but it also produces a potent essential oil that has cleansing and purifying effects for our skin. However, again, like oregano, it's got a high thymol content, and it should, or phenol, I should say, in this case it's thymol, but thyme should be used diluted with doTERRA fractionated coconut oil before application. It has a specific chemistry that supports healthy immune system, and it's good for respiratory health as well. You can use thyme on the bottom of the big toe and massage it in for snoring. You can also use it with Breathe in a diffuser and put it on the side of the bed of the offender, and you can apply it to the chest as well. You'll just want to dilute the thyme a little more than you would Breathe, because it is one of those hot oils, but it is really great for snoring. Lots of testimonials on that, and great for respiratory health as well. So it's good to have on hand for your immune system and respiratory health. Okay, so that covered our herbs. Let's move into spices. Spices are different because they come from the root, stem, seed, fruit, or bark of the plant. And this means that black pepper, cardamom, cassia, cinnamon bark, clove, coriander, cumin, dill, fennel, ginger, and juniper berry all fall under the spice category. Like the herb essential oils, the spice essential oils are all steam distilled, and the part of the plant that each oil comes from will vary. And that's why we include the plant part in these individual descriptions. We know that might interest you, just to see which different parts of the plant some of these come from. All of the spice oils, most obvious uses in cooking, we know them well for those purposes. These are potent oils. So all that is needed in most instances is that toothpick amount again. Cooking with these oils helps enhance flavors and also carries over some of the benefits that you get from spice oils. So for example, black pepper, cardamom, cassia, coriander, cumin, dill, fennel, and ginger all help maintain gastrointestinal balance and health, and they promote healthy digestion when taken internally. Cassia and cinnamon bark have also been known to support and strengthen the immune system. So let's look at how each oil has a unique impact on your body. Black pepper is sourced from India. It is a powerful essential oil with amazing uses and benefits. I think it's one of the more underused oils that people don't realize how beneficial it is. With the right combination of essential oils, its effects can be amplified. So when you combine black pepper with juniper berry oil or cedarwood oil, it can help produce a really calming, grounding effect on your senses and emotions, and really helps to de-stress and relax. One of black pepper's unique qualities is its ability to provide a warming sensation when it's applied topically. This factor makes it a perfect oil to use in a relaxing massage blend, and it's really good for circulation as well. You can create your own warming and soothing massage blend by combining 1 or 2 drops of black pepper essential oil with a carrier oil. Using black pepper essential oil in a massage blend not only provides a warm sensation during your massage, but its aromatic components also help enhance the relaxation benefits. If you need a good way to calm unwanted nerves, black pepper essential oil is a great way to relieve those anxious feelings. And when you use it aromatically, black pepper essential oil can help soothe tightened up emotions. So to relieve yourself of anxious feelings, place a few drops of black pepper essential oil into a diffuser or just inhale it directly to receive aromatic benefits. It might not be your favorite diffused, but I know some people really love it. And it is something you can also put on the bottoms of your feet if you don't like the smell of it, or just put it in a capsule. But we have a lot of people who really love it and a lot of people who've never tried it. So it's one you may want to try, a brand new oil for you if you haven't tried it. Cardamom is sourced from Guatemala through a collaborative sourcing initiative. We retrieve high quality cardamom seeds, which are then distilled into the essential oil that can assist with gastrointestinal and respiratory health. This is a close relative to ginger, and it's known as an expensive cooking spice and for being beneficial to the digestive system in a variety of ways. When you ingest it, cardamom also has profound effects on the respiratory system. Our cardamom is unique due to its high 1,8 cineol content, which promotes clear breathing and respiratory health, and that has to do with the way that we grow it and the way that we harvest it. It makes it a really unique element in the cardamom. And cardamom is near and dear to my heart because I took a trip to Guatemala this year, and I'm there on the top left with team member Abby Parker standing in front of a cardamom plant. And there you can see some cardamom seeds in my hand. We broke open those little pods and ate some of those fresh seeds just to see what they tasted like. It tasted like cardamom essential oil. And then you can see on the bottom right where I am pulling off a few of those pods with the seeds inside. They come right down at the base is where they grow, right down at the base. So they're on some pretty steep hillsides, as you can kind of tell. And the workers do have to go up there and clear out debris and leaves and brush from around the base so that those pods can grow uninhibited and be healthy. We teach the farmers where we work in Guatemala to allow the cardamom to grow in shaded kind of foresty areas. So we got to go on quite a hike to go see the cardamom. It was beautiful. And in other parts of Guatemala, we noticed that people would clear cut these fields to grow cardamom. And it's really sad because cardamom grows so much better and lives longer and produces a better quality of seed when it can grow in a shady area. So it was interesting to hear about that. A lot of other farmers also spray pesticides. Of course, we do not ever do that. So we teach the farmers why, so that they understand long-term they're going to get a better yield and have a better product that they can get a better price for if they follow our farming practices. And they actually were telling us, it was so fascinating, that if the insects are allowed to attack the cardamom plant, it doesn't produce a negative effect on the plant. It actually causes the cardamom plant to create more of that 1,8 cineol, which is so good for respiratory health. And so we actually, by allowing the insects to attack the plant, we create a different chemical composition from any other cardamom that we know of in the world, any other cardamom essential oil. So it was just a fascinating experience. I love going on the co-impact trip. We also got to do some Healing Hands projects. And we got to see the cardamom plant from seedling all the way through the distillation. So here we are at the distillation facility. You can see where the large bags of cardamom seeds have been stored, and they waited for us to arrive to finish filling the still in the top middle. You can see how large it is on that top right picture. The people up there on top are filling those large stills, and we're geeking out. You can just tell when the essential oil started being distilled, it took us just a handful of minutes before when they closed up those stills and started allowing the steam to go through it. It was just a few minutes before some of the essential oil started coming out underneath, and we were just so excited. Especially that guy there on the bottom left. He is actually Tori Parker, our head of research and development, and he was actually the research and development department when doTERRA first began, and now he has a whole huge department under him. And this was his first time going to a distillation facility like this. So he was really excited and telling us all kinds of sciencey stuff. If you are interested, you can hear more of the story about my trip to Guatemala on YouTube. I did do a separate webinar about that, so I won't go on and on about it here, but it was fascinating and amazing to be part of service projects, the trip itself, seeing what doTERRA does on the ground to educate farmers, but of course also building schools and facilities and making sure that they have hygiene and access to all of the things we would want our own families to have access to, and the education to move themselves forward and to be truly empowered in their agricultural careers. It's just so inspiring. All right, let's talk about cassia. You'll also hear it pronounced cassia. Really, either one is correct. And it is sourced from China. It's a warming oil. It dates back to biblical times and is known to promote healthy digestion, immune function, and also a strong, uplifting aroma. It is a close relative to cinnamon, but they are different. And cassia has a strong, spicy aroma that can be used in small quantities to transform any other essential oil blend. It just adds that nice little bit of spice. It's often sold in grocery stores as cinnamon, as ground cinnamon. So many times what we think of as cinnamon that we use for cooking, it's actually cassia. And I have a picture of cinnamon on here. Oh, I just realized I did the wrong picture here. Should I go switch that out for you? It wouldn't take long because that's not accurate. I must have just watched. I just wasn't paying attention. So I can continue talking about it while I do this. But I did not realize how warm cassia was. And I just didn't know. And so I had accidentally, I was diffusing it, and I got a little bit on my hands, and it just dripped out a little extra when I was putting it in there to diffuse. And I just thought, well, it's okay. I was really cold. It was in the winter, and I was about to teach a class, and I had on a sweater, but I was just cold. So I decided that's okay. I'll just kind of wipe it on my back, and it'll be fine. It'll warm me up a little bit. And that was true at first. And then about, oh goodness, I don't know, 5 minutes into my class, I was sweating. And I'm sure I looked ridiculous. I was probably turning red, but I got really, really, really warm. And I just had to keep going. And I didn't tell anyone why. I didn't know if it was obvious that I was sweating or if they just thought it was hot in their house or what they thought. But I just kept going. And then later I did tell some of them, by the way, if you ever use cassia topically, be really careful. It really is warming. That is not a lie. So it is great for circulation also. It's been used for thousands of years for a lot of different health benefits. And it's one of the few essential oils actually mentioned in the Old Testament. It's noted for an unmistakable fragrance and calming aromatic properties. It is very different from cinnamon, though. This smells like cinnamon to me, what I used to think of as cinnamon. Now I know the difference, whereas cinnamon bark smells kind of like Red Hots to me, that candy. So now I've got the right picture in there. You can see they get mixed up a lot. Even I did it. This is a great oil to diffuse during cold months. It has that warming property, spicy scent. It just makes me think of fall. I love to put it with citrus oils, but it does have a caustic nature, so it should be diluted when you're applying it to the skin. And it can really be very strong when inhaled directly, same with cinnamon. So some people, they find it irritates their nasal passages to smell it directly from the bottle, or even just a little bit diffused, because some people are more sensitive than others. So just be aware of that. When you dilute it and apply it topically, it's very soothing, and it can be used in cooking as a replacement for cinnamon in pies and breads, or even by itself in different entrees and desserts. Now we have cinnamon bark. This is sourced from Indonesia, derived from a tropical evergreen tree that grows up to 45 feet high. It has highly fragrant bark, leaves, and flowers, and we extract the essential oil from the bark. And cinnamon oil supports healthy metabolic function. It is included in the Slim and Sassy blend for its metabolic assistance with blood sugar balancing, metabolism balancing, and it helps maintain a healthy immune system as well. So this is another one. When you need it most, cinnamon, oregano, you're going to be glad you have those. And cinnamon is included in the On Guard blend. It has a really high content of cinnamaldehyde, and it should be diluted because of that, because when it's applied to the skin, it's really hot. And it does support the metabolic functions, immune system, especially when seasonal threats are high. You want to have this around or have On Guard around. It's really used a lot in mouth rinses. It's used for the gums. It has a long history of culinary uses. So you can add it as a spice to dessert, entrees, hot drinks. It's great in things like apple cider, just a little bit. again, a toothpick amount or maybe a drop to a whole gallon, maybe a few drops depending on how you like it. If you are brave, you can put a little bit on your finger and then touch it right on your tongue. Really great for your immune system. And it actually has a sweetness to it that you don't realize until you try it that way. I never would have tried it that way, but my best friend's son, he was only 5, I think, when he started doing that because he just loved the smell. So he wanted to taste it and kept asking to taste it. So finally, his mom, who's Tanya Cottrell, our Blue Diamond upline, let him try it. And he just loved it. And he did it every day. I don't know if he still does. He might. But he did it every day on his way out the door to go to school or wherever he was going. He'd have his little bit of cinnamon. That kid was healthy, let me tell you. So it is great in On Guard popcorn, too. If you've never made On Guard popcorn, it's super easy, and it's always a big hit. You can Google the recipe. It has a few drops of cinnamon, 5 drops of On Guard, and then it's just like maple syrup and coconut oil, and you spread it all over some popped popcorn, a little bit of salt. You can sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon on it if you want to. It's a big hit. Clove is sourced from Madagascar. It's known for its ability to cleanse the teeth and the gums. A lot of people do oil pulling with clove. Clove is also in On Guard, so a lot of people do oil pulling for oral health with On Guard. It's a stimulating and energizing oil that produces a warm, woody aroma. It's been used for years in dental preparations, candies, gums. People like its flavor and its ability to cleanse the mouth, and it has a lot of other benefits as well. Its main chemical component, eugenol, makes it very stimulating and energizing, and it can be used as a warming massage oil as well. It has powerful antioxidant properties, and it supports cardiovascular health when taken internally. As a cooking spice, clove adds a little bit of spicy flavor to any dish or dessert, and it has internal health benefits too. 1 drop can clean the teeth and gums while promoting fresh breath. And it does have a bit of an analgesic or numbing effect too. That is one reason it's been used a lot in dental preparations. I actually was on a mission trip to Tanzania several years ago, and I was assisting an RN who had set up a nurse clinic there in this little village, and she asked me to help her with some things. I was 18 at the time and had never done anything like this, but we had to extract someone's tooth for his better health. And it was interesting. All we had was clove, and it was not pure clove essential oil. It was, a diluted form of clove. I don't know if it was considered a tincture or an absolute or what it was, but that's all we had to numb it. So it does have a numbing effect, and it is effective, and that's what was used in dentistry for a long time, and it's still used in some places. Coriander is sourced from the USA. It has long been used to promote healthy digestion. It also is known to aid in maintaining a clear complexion. It promotes feelings of relaxation. And as a plant, it's an annual herb. It grows 3 feet high, and it's very aromatic. Coriander seeds have been used for centuries to aid digestion, and they're still used today for that benefit. It has a high linalool content, which helps skin maintain a nice, clear complexion and can be really soothing to the body as well. It has a really sweet, herbaceous aroma that's both relaxing and stimulating, making it a really good rotation oil to use in blends to add a fresh, herbaceous note. And many people don't realize coriander is actually from the same plant that we get our cilantro oil. So cilantro is the herb or leaf form. Coriander comes from the seed, but they're from the same plant, and they do have a bit of a similar aroma. I wasn't sure if I should include these, but cumin and then dill, they are a limited time product, and it can be purchased as both of them, cumin and dill, as part of a set known as Sensational Flavors, usually available in the summer, but they didn't have it this summer. So if you can still find it around, I had a couple of them that I've kept around, and we hope that they'll come out again. But just as ground cumin is most commonly known for its prominent place on the spice rack in the kitchen, the oil is notable for culinary contributions. It can bring a zest to a savory meal. It can transform a bland dish into a spicy, flavorful cuisine. And in addition to cooking uses, it can be used aromatically in a diffuser if you like that smell. It is a warm, spicy, kind of nutty smell. You can take it internally with food or water or even a veggie cap to help with digestion. And it has a warming effect on the skin when applied topically. Then we have dill, another limited time offer product that you can't purchase all the time. It is herbaceous and has a variety of health benefits. It is one of those ideal household oils because you can use it in the kitchen to give that sweet kind of savor that can be used in a variety of dishes. I mean, people even will use it for canning and pickling. You can improve the taste of salads, potatoes, fish, curry, vegetables, and rice. You can use it internally for digestion and GI health, and also to provide important antioxidants to the body. It has internal benefits to help purify and detox, and aromatically, it's really a fresh, grassy scent that a lot of people find very helpful for stress and anxious feelings. Fennel is sourced from Egypt, and it can grow 6 feet high. It has delicate, feathery leaves. The history dates back to ancient times when Roman warriors were said to have consumed fennel to make them strong and ready for battle. It's best known for a distinct licorice type aroma. And someone just said the other day she thought it smelled like Good and Plenty. So it has that same similar kind of taste as well. Yet its ability to promote healthy digestion is quite noteworthy, whether you like the smell of cinnamon or not. I mean, of licorice or the taste of licorice or not. It is noteworthy for digestion. It's helpful for lung health, respiratory tract. It can be added to water or tea to help fight sweet tooth cravings. It's a great one for that. And it's good for metabolism. So it's another good one you might want to use alongside Slim and Sassy, or alternate those for metabolism and sweet tooth cravings. And it's good for liver function and circulation as well. Now, if you have any issues in your home, I'm not saying you, but maybe someone in your family, someone you know in your life who has issues with flatulence, I'll just tell you, turn to fennel. That's a really helpful one. And it is in Digest then also. That's all I'll say about that. Ginger is sourced from Madagascar, and also now we're starting to source it from Kenya. We're expanding. It is derived from the fresh rhizome of the ginger plant. This is the subterranean stalk of the plant that shoots out of the root system. It is a featured ingredient in many Asian dishes. It has kind of a hot, fragrant flavor as a kitchen spice. And in Western traditions, we use ginger more in sweets, like gingerbread, ginger snaps, just as a couple of examples. Internally, ginger is known for helping with digestion, nausea, indigestion, things like that. It can also be applied topically or inhaled for those same type of similar or soothing aromas and helpful for digestion. I have a leader on my team who uses it as her go-to for horrible car sickness for one of her daughters who has struggled terribly with car sickness. And this is the first thing that really helped her. So they did not even get in the car without it for a long time. And that was her gateway oil. It was the first oil she ever used and the only one she used for quite a while. And I also heard an anesthesiologist talk about it at convention a few years ago. He said he offers it to people before and after anesthesia for their nausea. We use it for inflammatory pain as well in our family. And I just really love the smell of ginger. It is just a unique and wonderful smell to me. Juniper berry is sourced from Bulgaria, and it is derived from the coniferous tree, juniper berry, and it has the essential oil we get from the actual berries. It's got a rich history of traditional uses, such as a natural cleansing and detoxifying agent. It's supportive for healthy kidneys and for the urinary tract function. Really keep that in mind. Kidney and urinary tract function are key with juniper berry. It acts as a natural skin toner as well. A lot of people love it in their skincare products to reduce blemishes. It's woody, spicy, fresh aroma, has a calming, grounding effect. And when you diffuse it, juniper berry helps cleanse and purify the air as well. So again, amazing for kidney and skin support both. And we've also seen it recommended, and I've seen many testimonials for night terrors when children or adults can have them as well, have issues with night terrors or waking up in the night with scary dreams. for various reasons in our mental health and our mind and emotional health, it just works. So people will diffuse it, apply it topically, and I've seen many testimonials. People put it on their temples, their chest, the bottoms of their feet before bed, or if a child wakes up in the night, frequently with night terrors, keeping it diffusing by the side of the bed works wonders. And then again, for urinary tract function, it's a great one to recommend if you know anyone who has frequent issues with that. Okay, so those are all of our oils we're covering for our herbs and spices. This is our emotional support wheel. And I just wanted you to notice how the oils are broken down into the same categories we're using for these 3 classes. So doTERRA offers oils from single sources, such as cinnamon, but we also have many blends of oils that are created by doTERRA with much care and effort, taking into consideration how each of the separate oils' chemical properties can work together and the amounts of each individual oil's properties, how they'll best meet particular needs that we may have. And I really love that with both emotional and physical needs. I was just telling someone earlier how much I love DigestZen because I have peppermint and fennel and caraway, and I have many of the oils that are present in DigestZen, ginger, and some of them we don't carry as single oils, like anise, and we have these all blended so perfectly in DigestZen, and it works for us every single time we have any digestive issues. It works so fast, and I don't have to guess which of those other single oils might be best. Now, if we're dealing with nausea, I'm probably going to grab peppermint and ginger, but if I just have DigestZen, which I always have on me, I know that that's going to work and to help as well. So you can use these oils separately, but doTERRA is so smart. It created these beautiful blends to help us meet our most common needs without having to do that guesswork and without having to be chemists who know exactly how to blend exactly which oils and how much we need of each of the amount of perfect chemical properties that go together. So I love that about our blends, and this emotional aromatherapy line offers 6 unique blends of oils from these categories we're studying. So you see the mint and citrus at the top, and then today we looked at herbs, grasses, and spices over on the bottom right quadrants, and then the florals and trees will be covered next time. And I love that you can just look at this and see, well, how am I feeling? I'm feeling kind of insecure and gloomy. Well, it looks like I need some mint and citrus oils, and Motivate falls right in between and has both mint and citrus oils. And then Cheer and Peace also have mint and citrus oils each individually. So it can really help you. You can also use doTERRA's Daily Drop app to put in how you're feeling. There's an emotional health part of that, and it'll tell you which of these blends or which of the other oils could really help you with how you're feeling emotionally at the time. Because we know it's all interconnected. How you're feeling emotionally can affect how you're feeling physically. How you're feeling physically can definitely affect your emotions. And so we need to look at it holistically and how it might all be connected and how we can feel our best with using these beautiful blends and the oils that doTERRA has given us. So you can select the corresponding essential oil blend that's right for you, and you may find that 2 or more blends are appropriate to balance whatever varied emotions you have at any given moment. Since essential oil chemistry is naturally quite complex and each person is unique in their response to specific aromas, you may want to personalize your aromatherapy application by using a single oil instead of the blends. So see what works for you, see what you like best. Look at the aromatic plant families here, look at the emotions that you have on the system wheel, and it's safe, it's simple, just to see what works best for you. And to learn more about these categories, I think, is really helpful because you see a lot of similarities, but you see some unique uses for the different oils as well, and how they stand alone and how they fit within their category of oils that are used in similar ways. So next time, maybe we'll look at the chemistry wheel. So we're looking at the emotions wheel. The chemistry wheel goes even more in depth. I think that would be a great addition for our next class on this 3-part series of history and classifications. I hope that you've learned something and really enjoyed it. I do have some additional resources for you. You can check these out and look through and see if there's something you want to jot down or bookmark for more information. about the chemistry, the history, where the oils come from, and there are some even movies and other various articles you can check out. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope it was informative and fun. And I'm going to check the chat quickly and see what questions or comments we might have. And oh, Lori, thank you so much. She said, my blend is her favorite. So again, that one using rosemary, frankincense, wild orange, and peppermint. I love that you love it. I keep getting testimonials on it from people using it so many different ways, things that I didn't even realize it could be used for. So that is great. I do not see any questions, but we can certainly stop our screen sharing and we can start videos if you would like to chime in here. And if you have any other thoughts or questions, I'll be glad to answer those. Let's see. Oh, there's our videos. Okay. We'll expand that out. If anyone has any comments or questions, you are welcome. I hope it was really helpful for you. Thank you all for being here. You're welcome. I'm just getting thank yous, and you are so welcome. I'm glad to provide it. If you have any comments, testimonials, questions, please chime in. The marjoram for cardiovascular health. Okay, great question. So there is a blend that I have used for years and recommended for years. It has marjoram, ylang ylang, and cypress. And let me think. We do typically 5 drops of marjoram, 5 drops of cypress, 10 drops of ylang ylang. You can double that if it's someone who is not sensitive, or maybe who is larger. That's just the basic recipe, and I have doubled it for my dad actually. And you can put that on the wrists and down this main artery here, and then you can put it over the heart as well and massage that in. And then there are pressure points. If you look at a reflexology chart, one is right here in the left palm. You can massage it in there, and there's a spot in a similar location on the bottom of the left foot that you can massage in for a reflexology effect for that pressure point. But it is really helpful for cardiovascular health. So you think of oils, a lot of oils were used as perfume. That's the only perfume that we had. And they were used for health benefits, not just for the smell. And so a lot of times people would look for places where veins are close to the surface, because that is the way that essential oils are carried throughout our body, whether we use them internally, topically, aromatically. They get into our bloodstream, into our bloodstream system. And so our cardiovascular system is affected. And that is why we were told to put those essential oils on pulse points, places where the veins are close, or that's where we're told to put our perfume. And that's how essential oils came to be used that way as well. But it does have great cardiovascular benefits you can put over the heart. And we're also hearing, we heard at convention actually, that jasmine touch, we have the jasmine and the touch roller now, is great for healthy blood pressure levels as well, and for the cardiovascular system. So jasmine and ylang ylang are closely related or similar in some of their properties, but jasmine is supposed to be even more potent and powerful. So many of the things we've used ylang ylang for, you can use jasmine and get a greater effect. But that goes into our floral category. So I'm crossing over into Robin's territory with the flower oils there. Peppermint, yes, I'll tell you that. Their question was, what was that fact again about peppermint coming from spearmint? Peppermint is actually a hybrid of watermint and spearmint. So it was not its own species. It was a hybrid. And that's just kind of an interesting fact. But it was discovered in, I think, the 1700s. So I don't believe it was something that someone created as a hybrid. And don't quote me on that. I don't know how it came to be. I think it just was something that happened in nature. Nature created its own hybrid. And we're so glad, right? Nature's so smart. God designed it that way. So yeah, that was I think I had in all my notes here. I have tons of notes about history. I had to pick and choose. There's so much history out there that's so fascinating to me, but I did not want this to go over an hour. And here we are, right an hour. See, I thought I cut it down to where it'd be like 30, 45 minutes. That never seems to happen. So glad you all don't mind, right? You don't mind? Okay. It's hybrid of water mint and spearmint, first described by Carl Linnaeus in 1753. So that's what I know about it. All right. I do not see any other questions. Oh, I'm glad that you got your package, Paula. You know who you are. Fennel with blood sugar and circulation. Okay, so let's go back to fennel. We're getting a few questions about fennel. Yes, fennel can be used also for circulation as well. I don't remember if I said that or if I was just mainly talking about blood sugar and how it can be helpful for sugar cravings. And so it can be used alongside something like Slim and Sassy if you're looking for those types of benefits. Let me find my fennel page in here. But fennel, a lot of people do use it internally because they like the taste. I'm not a big black licorice fan, I'll just tell you. It took me a while to get used to all of the anise, fennel, all of those smells and tastes, but now I actually love them. I still will never eat black licorice. It's just not my thing. But I really love the fennel and anise. It's great. So I can actually put it directly under my tongue now, or I can drink it in water. It doesn't bother me a bit. So internally, it would be how you would probably get the best benefit for things like your blood sugar and circulation. So you can use it topically, though. Of course, again, anything, the way that essential oils, no matter which way we use them, the bloodstream is the transportation system throughout our body. So whether you're using it any of those three ways, but we know that for certain uses, certain things that we want to use them for, we're going to see the best benefit from internal. So fennel, yeah, you can use it internally, topically, or aromatically for sweet tooth cravings, lungs, respiratory tract, and the metabolism. And it just helps to balance your metabolism and circulation. So that can be really helpful if you are dealing with imbalanced blood sugar or you're looking for weight loss. Anytime you're looking for weight loss benefits, then metabolism and blood sugar balancing is crucial. So, all right, and time. Okay, the details. See, I thought I was taking my time, pun intended, sort of, and going slowly, but apparently I went too fast on some of them. So time. Okay, what was, other than what was on the PowerPoint? Well, the history stuff you can find online, given to knights and warriors, Middle Ages, put beneath pillows for peaceful sleep. What I have recommended it for is snoring and any respiratory issues. So respiratory right here on the chest, yes, and on the bottoms of the feet, bottom of the big toe, great spot, great pressure point for snoring, okay? And if there's any respiratory, compromised health type issues going on, and breathe is really helpful and supportive. But you're talking about more serious issues that originate in the sinuses and lungs and chest area, get the thyme and dilute it and put it on those areas and diffuse it as well. And yeah, it's used as a seasoning quite a bit as well. It is a hot oil, so just, be careful with it, but great for the immune system, great for respiratory stuff. And again, for snoring, yeah. You are welcome, Sherry. Thanks for joining us. I totally get it. Try to keep these to an hour, but I also try to answer everybody's questions. So totally understand if you have to run. The recording will be on the Clearly Essential YouTube channel shortly. So after I stop this, it'll take maybe an hour or so to process. And it just depends if I stay up late enough to make that happen tonight or not. It'll be tomorrow, if not tonight, though. So you are very welcome. Thank you all for being here. You all inspire me, and I just want to make sure we all have the education we need, and preparing this stuff just makes me more educated too. I certainly don't know it all, but I love to learn, and I love to share what I've learned. And who knows, maybe you'll be called upon to teach one of these. If you want to volunteer, just let me know. I'm always looking for people to help teach some classes and get the education and the love of oils out there. I'd love to have guest speakers on these and not be the only voice that you hear. So If you have something that you've been studying or that you want to learn about, I will tell you, it's like musicians say, if you want to be prepared, go book a gig. Because if you just practice in your garage and you don't ever have a gig booked, then are you really going to get ready to play in front of people? Probably not. But that's how I treat my classes and everything. If I want to learn about something, I schedule a class on it, and then I cram and I talk to experts and I figure out where I can learn more about it so I can learn about it. And then I know I have a deadline. I have to learn about it by this date because I got to teach everybody else about it. So that's a great way to do it. If there's something you want to know more about, let me know. Maybe we can collaborate and learn together. That is something that I just love to do. Education is what I'm passionate about, and I hope that you all are as well. So go share these oils with the world. They change lives. Keep oiling. Happy oiling to all of you, and keep sharing and serving each other and the world around you. Love you all. Thanks so much. We'll end for now. Good night.